The album in the States has sold almost 2.5 million albums. It's just real good, and basically most of the sales came from Once Bitten Twice Shy, the first single that we released.
Yeah. That single, that's an old Ian Hunter
song.
Right,
old Ian Hunter tune.
Yeah. You also shot a video for it.
Right.
When you've done a lot of cover versions before, I mean like Hendrix and Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
How do you choose which songs to make your own version of?
Well, as far as the Hendrix and the Zeppelin songs that we did, those were just some of the band's favorite songs to do. As far as the one on Twice Shy, Once Bitten Twice Shy, Alan Niven, our manager, one day we were going to lunch in his car, and he put that Ian Hunter song on, and he goes, "You guys could do a real good cover version of this song." And we thought, what a great song to put at the end of the album, because the last album was called Once Bitten, and this new one's called Twice Shy. So the last song on that album was Once Bitten Twice Shy. So it kind of fit in pretty well.
You got an album called Discovery Live.
Recovery.
Sorry. Recovery Live,
yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Recovery Live is a lot of cover tunes that the band likes, and there's, I think, some live in the studio stuff, and the first EP's on it as well. On the CD, it is.
Yeah. You released 2 different B-sides.
So. Yeah, I heard out here we have one side has the Marquee from London on it, and then in Japan there's a version that has a little bit of everything on it, and the one in the U.S. has the first EP and some live in studio stuff, and then the cover tunes. So there's like a various versions for the different countries. I don't know why they do that, but I want to get them all so I can have a collection of them, for myself.
Yeah, I heard the same about Once Bitten, that you released one version in America and one in Europe. That you included some songs from an album.
Shot in the Dark?
Shot in the Dark, yes.
Yeah, right, because Shot in the Dark, I guess, was never released in Europe, and we wanted to try to let the people hear what we thought were some of the strong songs off that as well, mixed in with it.
You couldn't release both in Europe?
I wish they would. I don't really know the politics of the record companies and why they do and why they don't do these things, but I was kind of hoping we'd have the same versions that we do in America out here. I don't know why, I don't think the people are that different that they can't, enjoy the same amount of same songs as what we have, in the States. Another political move, I guess. We put out Shot in the Dark independently, and that's when Capitol, they signed us, and we did Once Bitten. I don't know the politics involved in that. I was real new to the band at the time, so I'm not sure. I'm just glad that we're got another label and we're touring finally, especially out here in Europe and stuff.
Can you tell me a bit about the story of Great White? How you got involved in the band? And
well, actually, about 13 years ago, Jack Russell and I were in a band together when we were just kids, and we used to play the backyards and the parties and the clubs and stuff, and we split up and went different ways, and he met Mark Kendall, and they started a band called Dante Fox, and they had a couple other members in the band, and I was doing other things, and they did a tour. They got a record deal with EMI in '82, and they changed the name to Great White, because they used to call Mark Kendall Great White because he's so tall and he's so light complected, And they did a tour in the UK with Whitesnake in '84. Then in the States they toured with Judas Priest, and when they got off the tour, they got rid of their original drummer for whatever reasons maybe, and I auditioned for the band. I got in the band. I've been in the band for 5 years now. 5 years this month, actually.
Okay.
And we've just been going at it ever since.
What would you consider as the biggest event during your career?
The biggest show I've done was the Monsters of Rock in Schweinfurt, Germany. There was about 65,000 people. That was the biggest event, I would say, that I played for so far. Hopefully we'll be able to do some more, out here like that.
If you should choose one song that you think people will remember in, some years, one song of Great White, which one would you choose?
I would probably say the one Bitten Twice Shy, because it did so well for us in the States. I'm hoping it'll do the same here, But one of my favorite songs on the new album is Heart the Hunter. No, not Heart the Hunter. I'm sorry. Highway Nights. Okay. Highway Nights with the double bass, and I get to play a lot of drum stuff in it. Kind of like a Keith Moon, old Who style. A lot of drums.
The one Bitten Twice Shy song originally. Do you think your version is better than Ian Hunter's?
Well. I don't know. I like our version and I like his version. I don't know. I guess I kind of like ours better. Kind of being prejudiced a little bit. But his version was a good version. But I know our version did a lot more as far as sales went.
Any advantages or disadvantages with traveling around 3 bands instead of the usual setup?
It's with 3. It's a little more crowded on stage, and you have less time to play. We only get to play 7 songs in the set. If we were doing two bands, we would have been able to play an hour. We should have gave us about 3 or 4 more songs. That's the only thing that's a disadvantage, because we'd like the people to get to know more of our music. But by only having 40 minutes to play, you only get to put so much on. There's a lot of songs people want to hear that we can't play.
Okay.
But hopefully, next time around we'll have more time to play.
You already mentioned a couple of favorites from your new album, but it could be interesting to hear what other favorites you got at the moment with other bands.
Other bands? Yeah. Oh God, I like Queensryche a lot. Operation Mindcrime's a great album.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. I like Scorpions. I know they haven't had an album for a while, but I'm sure they'll probably be coming up with one. But I like Accept a lot when Udo was in the band. Yeah, real good. Judas Priest, I like.
It's mostly hard rock.
Yeah. I like Alice Cooper's new album. He's got a good one on it. I like a lot of the older stuff myself, like the Killer album and stuff. And I like a lot of the old Dio, bands like that. But right now, I'd say Queensryche is one of my favorite bands at the moment. I like a lot of music and I like a lot of different bands, but I really can't pinpoint one.
What do you think of touring? I'm sure you do a lot of touring.
Oh yeah.
Not very often at home.
No, we did a co-headlining tour with Tesla in the United States. We started out in April, and we've been going, ever since for about 7 months. And right before we came out to Europe with Alice Cooper, we went to do another video, a new video for the next single, which will be House of Broken Love. And I like touring a lot. You get used to always going and touring, and then when it's over, you don't know what to do because you're so used to going. You get bored. So I really enjoy it. The band really enjoys being on the road.
Are there many dates left of this tour?
Yes, this tour will go till the 24th of December.
Okay.
So, and then we got 3 days off, and then we go back on the road again with Alice Cooper in Canada till January 19th. And then from there, who knows, we might, tour back in the States, maybe come out here and do some festivals or something, and we still want to go to Japan too. We're trying to get there in the summertime. So we're pretty busy.
Yeah. Have you started thinking of your next album? Writing songs?
Yeah, we still feel we have a little longevity left with this one, but we are definitely starting to kick around some new ideas. Hopefully next year we'll put out, start recording once we finish the touring. But we're going to take off a couple of months, I think, this time, because we've been actually realistically been going ever since the beginning of Once Bitten. So we've actually been busy for 3 years, pretty much straight on. So this next album we're going to take a lot more time with and really come up with something dynamite.
Okay. How have the crowds received you at this tour? Your support?
Well, in the European leg, we've only done one show so far, which was in Helsinki, and they were pretty good. It was good. It's a little different. Everybody's a lot colder, so they're not, so relaxed. But it was real well received, I thought.
Yeah.
Looking forward to playing tomorrow. For sure.
Popular in Norway as well, so I guess.
Yeah, well, we're not as popular here as we are in the States, but that's what we're out here for. We want to get some people to know us. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Work for it.
Yeah.